I think this morning this was what I read, and for those of you who have the book, it's page 213. This book gives me more joy than anything I've ever read because it transports you into a very simple aha moment of what you need to do or what you need not to do, right? Something very simple as letting things be. And the person comes with a lot of questions and a lot of struggles. I'm doing this sadhana, I'm doing that, I'm trying so hard in my life to make things work. Rajiv, can you mute? To make everything work in my life. I'm trying so much to be happy always, to have that joy all the time. And this is the final paragraph. It's 6 pages long, but this is the final paragraph with what he says. You want something like a round-the-clock ecstasy. Ecstasies come and go, necessarily, for the human brain cannot stand the tension for a long time. A prolonged ecstasy will burn out your brain unless it is extremely pure and subtle. In nature, nothing is at a standstill. Everything pulsates, appears and disappears. Heart, breath, digestion, sleeping and waking, birth and death, everything comes and goes in waves. Rhythm, periodicity, harmonious alteration of extremes is the rule. No use rebelling against the very pattern of life. If you seek the immutable, go beyond experience. When I say remember I am all the time, I mean come back to it repeatedly. No particular thought can be the mind's natural state, only silence. Not the idea of silence, but silence itself. When the mind is in its natural state, it reverts to silence spontaneously after every experience, or rather, every experience happens against a background of silence. Now, what you have learnt here becomes the seed. You may forget it, apparently, but it will live, and in due season sprout and grow, and bring forth fruits and flowers. All will happen by itself. You need not do anything. Just don't prevent it. And it's this last line that I found most profound. Life happens on its own. Life happens on its own. Everything comes, everything goes. We're looking to hold on to the ecstasy. We're looking to hold on to that period of absolute ecstasy. But ecstasy itself burns out the body. There is so much of secretion of different kinds of hormones, so much of mental processing that needs to take place in that time, that it actually takes a lot more from you, and it cannot last forever. In fact, if you look at your life, what lasts forever? What are you trying? You're trying your best to hold on to one portion of a flowing river. And can that even happen? Can you hold on to any part of something that's continuously moving? All you can do is, as it flows, to be there and be part of the ecstasy that flows through you. It comes, it goes, it comes, it goes. Trying to hold on to any portion of your life, trying to hold on to any part of your experience, trying to hold on to anything you feel is better than what is happening now, is when you're saying no. You're saying no. That what is happening in my life is not good. I am not happy. It's all bad. That was good. What's going to come is much better. If I get this, I will be happy. If I get that, I will be happy. If I lose weight, I'll be happy. If I have money, I'll be happy. If I get married, I'll be happy. And if this fellow goes away and leaves me alone, I'll be happy. Right? Each one of us has got something different. Some of you want something, some of you don't want. The point is, whether you like it or you don't like it, things are going to come at you. You take one choice, any choice. You marry one person. With it comes a million other opening scenarios. Life opens up, opens up, opens up, opens up in so many different ways. Now, had you not married that person and you had married someone else, again, a bunch of choices open up. A bunch of roads open up in a different way. Right? Every time you take a step, life opens choices. And if you resist and say, I want to marry this man, but I want those openings to happen, those things to happen in my life, you're trying to interfere in something that cannot be controlled. When you just let things be, everything happens much better. When you let things happen just the way they're supposed to happen, they happen much better. The mental anguish comes from wanting to manipulate it to our way. To wanting to hold on to something. What? How many experiences have you had? Do you remember what it was like on your 4th birthday when you had a piece of chocolate? The joy that you felt. As you grow, different things will come, different things give you joy. Some days I feel like when I get out of bed and I can take a step without body pain, that's sheer joy for me. Never used to be like that, right? That decides the course of my day. If my hip is not hurting, I go for a walk. If my neck is not hurting, I do weights, right? We don't let things limit us. You live with what comes your way. Whatever comes your way, welcome it like a guest. Whether it is anguish, whether it is pain, whether it is bodily suffering, whether it is a war, it comes, it goes. And yes, you might die. But the thought of dying is far worse than dying itself. I have a friend who says every year I extend the number of years I need to live by 5. So, it's like 6. I'm okay if I die at 60, then 65, 7. She's like, it's reached 85 now. I want to live for another 20 years. The fear of dying, the fear of not having it, the longing for experience robs us of life itself. I met someone the other day who told me he sleeps, very proudly he sleeps 4 hours a day. There are many people in this world that think that if they sleep, they will be cheating themselves of experiences, of time to make more money, of, every waking hour is spent working. And I can guarantee you, your corporation that you're slaving for, the company that you're working for doesn't care about your mental state and how you feel. When you are gone because of lack of sleep and stress and tension, they will replace you like this. Examine what is your priority in life. What is it now? We've reached a certain stage in our lives. We've got another 20, 30 years, maybe more, depending on whether we keep adding 5. How do you want to live this life? What is the best way to go through, whether we have 2 days, 2 years, or 20 years? That doesn't matter. How are we living those years? What are we putting in? How are you waking up every day? What is the burden you're feeling? In what way have you contributed? These are things that matter. Living your life stress-free, disease-free, violence-free, constantly wanting to share and care. What more do you want? Don't make money part of it. Money you have to leave behind. And honestly, it'll come to you. It'll come to you. Yes, some of us work long hours in the day, but balance it. Balance it. Work in a feeling of sacrifice, just giving, doing something in the moment. Enjoy whatever it is that you're doing without resisting. If you spend your work day totally focused, you won't even notice the time gone by. But balance your day. Don't resist what's happening, and don't say that, oh my God, I spent my whole day working. Right? Whatever you do, you do. Whatever your life is, it is. We interfere too much by wanting something else. That's the suffering. That's the suffering. And I always say that one of the key factors to good health, in addition to all the breathing and meditation is to sleep peacefully. To have a good night's sleep. Because that's where we let go of a lot of our mental stuff, things that we're trying to, because in sleep, you have gotten rid of control. And it's all happening on its own, the way nature intended it to happen. Right? So you're getting the rest, the rejuvenation, your parasympathetic system is coming into play, long exhalations are taking place, your body muscles are getting the rest that they need, the repair is happening without the mind interfering all the time. No food is going in, no wine is going in, no whiskey is going in, no harsh thoughts are going in. Make sure that your day begins with a good night's sleep. When you read something like what I've read, right before sleeping, and you sleep at the right time, sleep at the right time. For most people in the Western world, it's around 10 o'clock. You just go into this beautiful sleep thinking everything is okay. And then when you wake up in the morning, you feel refreshed, ready to take on whatever happens in the day. That's why we do our sadhana in the morning. Early morning is a very good time before the thoughts of the day. This has to be done, that has to be done, I have to do this, I'm no good, I'm too fat, I'm too slim, I'm too tall and nobody loves me and I feel unwanted. All those, unnecessary thoughts. Before all that starts, if you do your sadhana, something reverses with your prana and you feel that, okay, now what shall I do? Now how shall I deal with my day? By the middle of the day, you need to do something to rejuvenate your prana. And for many, it may not be a time for another breathing or meditation. It might be a time for some exercise. That too helps. We can't live our life in isolation. We have to understand that in order to make everything work in our life, We have to take care of the body and we have to take care of the mind. We need to do the exercise. We need to eat healthily. We need to give long periods of fasting every single day for the body to heal. And in those periods of fasting, we need to sleep. We need to rest. We need to work, yes. But we also need to do things for the soul. Find time for a little bit of seva, to do a little bit of painting or some music, some dancing, whatever it is you love to do. Spending time with your children, with your parents. Balanced life without interfering with it, saying that, oh, I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that and I'm not doing this. Just do it. And if you can't do it, that's okay. We can't get to everything. We can't get to all the experiences. It's all right. Whatever's happening in your life, it's perfectly okay. It's exactly the way it's supposed to be. When you think of it like that, there is no inner voice saying, no, nothing is happening. It's never going to work out. Life is not good. See, that not working. This is a huge step in the right direction. When you change that no to a yes, that is enlightenment. What did Buddha get under the trees? Not some lights going on, this thing, and some angels floating around, no. It is that inner resistance melts away. You call it whatever you want. Call it surrender. So many English languages got so many different words. Hindi, Spanish, whatever language you speak has got so many different words. Just change that no to a yes. Stop interfering with nature. Let your body and mind work naturally. Intelligently give it the care, the honor that it deserves. And it'll all happen. And if it's all too much during the day, take a pillow and go to sleep. That's my solution to everything. Tomorrow, it's in India we have this saying, kal dekha jayega. Mañana. Yeah. So, mañana entonces. Everything can be done mañana. Don't worry about it too much. Just stay present, be happy, be happy, be happy. So, this is what I recommend. For this week, pay attention to the kind of sleep you're getting. See what time you're going to sleep. See what time you're waking up. If a smartwatch, just for a week, keep it on at night. It will record how many hours you had deep sleep. We're not looking for sedation. Okay. When you take when you have a drink and go to sleep, you get knocked out. Your cortex falls asleep. It's not the same as deep sleep. You're not getting the rest, the recovery during that time. Okay. Even I have looked at certain sleep experts who say that they can record changes in the brain with even one drink, one little glass of wine. Do not drink before sleeping this week. Go to bed at a regular time, say 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, whatever time you pick, which is your habitual time. Okay. Do for an hour before you go to sleep. Switch off from electronic media if you can. Especially, listen to something, but that's fine. Listen to a podcast or listen to something or read a book. And read something really lifting. One paragraph. And then turn off the light and tell your body, Now I'm going to sleep. I give myself permission to sleep. Okay. And see how you do this week. Try it with yourself. When you are beautifully rested, see how the quality of your day changes.